Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Today we're looking at another small reveal for Return of the Duelist, Jesus, Duelist Advance, which is very cool. We have a new search card here, which is pretty fun. I don't think it's like a crazy search card, but for some specific decks, they may want to look at taking advantage of this. So this card is called Return of the Duelist. Very fun. Here's your close-up artwork here. I don't know what this monster is supposed to be. He's very gladiator-esque. He looks familiar, but I just don't know who he is off the top of my head. As a normal spell card, you can only activate one card with this card's name per turn. If there is an XYZ monster on the field or in either graveyard, you can add one equip spell from your deck or graveyard to your hand. Pretty simple. He's an equip spell searcher, which obviously has some good targets. You have your Snatch Steals of the world, or if you're playing a specific deck that likes equip spells like Infernoble Knight with their Durandal, or um, Arabesque, I think, is the one that searches in Mikanko for like bounces a card and then searches there. So there are definitely some good targets out there, but I think like overall the pool of good equip spells is going to be mostly limited to archetypes that have their own good equip spells. And some of those archetypes don't play Exceeds. So you may have to do some workarounds where like matchup based, like going second against an Exceed deck, this card could be nice. Um, or pairing it with something like, I don't know, Ultimate Slayer against an Exceed deck, or I don't know, I'm trying to think here, like the Dogmatica package, which could go into Maximus send, or Nadir Servant send an Exceed. I'm just spitballing here on like what could work to get an Exceed card in rotation if you're not playing an Exceed deck already. But it's cool. Honestly, it's kind of interesting just because like even just the theory of like we've never really gotten like a quote unquote perfect equip spell searcher. They're all flawed in some way, shape, or form. We have Armory Call, which is like a trap card that just searches kind of an equip spell, but it's a trap, so it's slow. There's Ashoka Pillar, which is probably like the newest one we've gotten. That's probably the cleanest one, but even that one takes your normal summon. So, um, if you have to play it generically in another deck, you might be taking a normal summon slot from something else. Hidden Armory is another one, but this card is basically a spell that searches, but then it says you can't normal summon this turn. So kind of similar to Ashoka Pillar. You do get your search, but you can't normal that turn. So still flawed. Then you have extra cards like Power Tool Dragon and Power Tool Braver. Power Tool Dragon like requiring you to play at least 3 equips, and if you want to get one specific one, all 3 copies in the main. Power Tool Braver, maybe a little cleaner, but he's not as easy a level to synchro into. So like those aren't perfect. And then you have Toolbox, like another newer card, but even that one has to reveal like 2 equip spells, and your opponent randomly picks one to go to your hand. So kind of similar to Power Tool Dragon there. And it's just not perfect. Like none of them are perfect, which is kind of just interesting that we got a card like Terraforming so early on in Yu-Gi-Oh, which is obviously a crazy card. And it doesn't help that equip spells historically have always been like stronger than equip spells anyway. Or let's say field spells. Jesus, field spells have been stronger than equip spells over the course of history anyway. And they have the better, cleaner search card for it. So it feels like if anything, you would want the super easy search card to be for something like equips, because your targets just aren't as good across the board. But it is what it is. Terraforming got banned, or put to 1 at least. So if they did it to equips, maybe eventually it'd have to go to 1 too, because we would just slowly stockpile more and more good targets for it. But yeah, it's just like an interesting thing to talk about, just how different types of cards have like really good searchers, and some just really don't get much love, like equips. So I'd like to see more equip love down the line, but not a terrible card. You're just dealing with the fact that it has to be played in a deck where like you're feeling confident that you can get an Exceed monster in rotation, which is not great because it just means the card's not a starter. It's relying on something else. The only situation it's a starter is like if you're going second, your opponent is already on an Exceed based deck, which can work. Rise is a thing, so that's it is what it is. Anyway, so that's basically it for this card. It's really not much going on. It's cool for equip decks. Maybe we'll get a particular equip deck that is Exceed based in the future, but until then, like I don't know about this one. It just that requirement's a little bit rough. And then just taking a look real quick at Duelist Advance, just looking at how much we have left here for this set. This set drops in 12 days in the OCG, so we are right around the corner on it. There's 24 cards yet to be officially revealed. So we've got 3 cards here. I don't remember what these are supposed to be, but 3 cards right in the core of the early reveals, which means they're definitely archetypal cards. You scroll down here, we have the 22nd and 23rd slot here. This should also be archetypal support. Then you get down here, these should just be like more generic monsters here, free agent type cards. Hopefully there's 1 or 2 interesting ones here, and they're not all just straight filler. That's kind of what we hope for down the line of the end of a set. 35 and 36, these should be 2 fusion monsters again, and they're kind of right here after the psychic support. So I guess this is another one where we would kind of hope that this is archetypal support, although this 37 is somewhat generic of a slot. So it's possible one of these is generic, both are generic, or even both are archetypal because they're kind of just caught in between. Kind of same thing here. You have a synchro monster that I would assume is kind of filler generic card because it's the very last synchro of the set. Could still be archetypal, but I don't know. We'll see. Exceed, we have 1 Exceed monster here, kind of in the middle here, which you would think is an archetypal card. And then we have a Link, but again, it's right in front of this card, right after Sky Striker. It could be archetypal, it could be generic. We'll see. Spells, we do have 1 good spell in here. This should be an archetypal spell. We'll see who that belongs to. Another spell down here, again, right in between 2 archetypes, so that should be an archetypal spell. And then 3 more spell slots here that could either be archetypal or generic. Traps, we have 1 definitely archetypal trap. And then down here, we've got 4 open slots. We have seen Konami's been doing a good job of giving us like a good trap in every set. I think the set prior to this one, we have Palms of the King or Psalms of the King. I don't know how you pronounce it. That card works with the Dominus card. It's not going to be like a huge meta threat, but for like cool anti-meta strategies, it's going to be quite good. And then we've obviously in the last year, we've seen the Dominus cards be in these slots. We've seen other good trap cards end up in here. They've done a good job of giving us at least 1 pretty dang good trap at the end of a set generically. So I would hope with 4 slots here at the end, and potentially 1 of these, by the way, this is Monarchs at 76, so there could be 1 archetypal trap here as well, 1 or 2 even. But the other ones, you would hope there's at least 1 good generic one if they are, in fact, that. So there's your quick little rundown on what to expect for the last 24 cards that we're going to get. We won't get it on the last day, so it's more like in the next like 10-ish days, we're going to get 24 cards, which is pretty exciting. Hopefully there's some good stuff here rounding out Duelist Advance, because this pack definitely has some fun stuff in it. So I will keep you posted on everything that gets revealed here going forward. So stay tuned to the channel for that. Subscribe to the channel for if you want to stay up to date on all things Yu-Gi-Oh news and new cards and reveals and everything. And I'll do my best to keep you updated. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.